Well, here we are in a lovely spot in County Louth. It's been a very, very interesting, I must say, a bit of a disappointing week. That decision of the High Court judge to declare Declan Ganley's case, who took a case seeking a declaration on the constitutionality or the unconstitutionality of the state closing down religious worship there last summer. The judge then made an argument and declared that the whole matter was moot, or mute, I'm not sure how they say it, that it didn't matter anymore because that occasion and circumstances had passed. The consequence of that is that it is clear, not only from that case, but in the last year or so, judges purposely have put off cases again and again and again. The constitutionality of the lockdown chosen by the government would not go to court, would not be decided. The constitutionality would not be decided in court, and the consequences of that is that our rights as citizens of a constitutional republic cannot be properly defended in the High Court or the Supreme Court. Why is that? Is because the judges are political appointees and they are doing the bidding of the Irish establishment and the government of the day. It's very dangerous. That's on top of we, the Irish Freedom Party members, were in Limerick on Saturday for a meet-up with members to meet members of the public. I think it was about four speakers spoke in Bedford Row, and we were met by this probably about 20, 30 LGBTIQ campaigners, thugs with their purple hair, and they're just looking to cause aggro, make noise, and disrupt. Not to debate, not to make any coherent argument, just to disrupt the Irish Freedom Party members from speaking. And what happened was very odd. We were wondering, why are these crowd of unwashed thugs, why were they allowed by the guards to come over to ourselves, wave their trans flags in our face? They were looking to provoke trouble. Now, we didn't do it, but at the end, after an hour of doing this, we were wondering, why are the guards allowing this crowd of LGBTIQ minus thugs to try to provoke trouble? And then we found out soon enough, one of these, it was mainly 17-year-old girls, but there was two, I think it's too generous to say that they were beta males. I think they were Z-listers. Okay, we'll assume that they were male. Hard to say. But they put this LGBT flag on a statue of Richard Harris, and a local man who knew the Harris family and who had looked after him when he was a kid took great umbrage at this and went up and tore the flag off. And then a tug of war started. Nothing of any consequence happened, but it gave the guards, what the local Gardaí in Limerick, what they were looking for, which was a little bit of aggro. So the guards could then declare, oh, there's going to be a problem with public order, so we're going to ask everybody to disperse and break up the meeting that was taking place. And I did find out later that the Limerick Gardaí have been putting up the LGBTIQ minus flag in their station since 2015, and also participating in any pride events. So basically what we have there in Limerick, at least, maybe not around the rest of the country, but certainly in Limerick, was the politicisation of the local guards in Limerick. It's very dangerous by senior Gardaí. So we've had the politicisation of the court system. We can see in Limerick, at least, the politicisation of the guards. And of course, with the press, the prostitutes in Ireland are basically whores for the Irish establishment. They are pumping out their their untrammeled and unstopped funneling of fear into the minds of the Irish public for the last almost 2 years now. And the reason why is easy to find, because certainly the local regional radio have received a lot of money off the Irish state, and they are beholden to the Irish state for their financial survival. So we can see it's very difficult for the Irish Freedom Party to get our to we're not allowed to participate because we question the whole idea of the lockdown, the robbery of the freedoms to work and travel and see our family, worship as we please by the Irish people. We question the ideology of uncontrolled mass immigration into Ireland and all the consequences for property prices, to get a house, for its effect on our common culture and security, and even the whole thing about LGBTIQ minus agenda and trans ideology, the effect it has on our children. It's been rammed down their throat in school. And we've seen there during the week that this LGBTIQ kind of trans ideology is now the official ideology of the state, because they can see there that the Rosa Tralee from now on will be open to, I wouldn't say chicks with dicks, just men. Uh, because what they call a trans woman, no one can change their sex. You can't change from being a cat to a dog, and you can't change from being a male to a female and vice versa. Your biological sex is set in your body from the moment of conception to the moment you die, and every cell is marked either XX or XY in your chromosomes, and you're either male or female, and no amount of nip or tuck or fancy dresses will change that. We speak from the point of biology rather than ideology, and of course that's not well liked in the mainstream media, and therefore our opportunity to get our message out there is constricted. But do you know what? It's not so bad. Nobody here is starving. It's not like during the famine 150 years ago where people were absolutely being starved to death because they were Irish and Catholic. Uh, we are constrained. So at the moment, culturally, politically, and legally, we are in a very difficult situation, because it's clear that our rights are not justiciable in a court of law, that there's a politicization of the official institutions of the state. You can see that in the Pride March, which a few years ago was led by the Taoiseach, now the Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar. We can see all the institutions of the state, be it the army, the navy, the police and post, CIE, all going down there, all the big corporations on this transsexual march down in Dublin. We can see that the press are not giving people the full truth. They're not allowing diversity of opinion in the press. And so we're in a difficult situation. But what we need to do is redouble our efforts. All those who believe in personal freedom, in national sovereignty, must get together, join the Irish Freedom Party, join with us, that we get out canvassing with people, make sure that the party can get together the cash, the common structure around the country, and with enough candidates that we can run in local and national elections, that we can change the face of the political landscape in Ireland, and that we have a nationalist voice who believes in personal freedom, that we can get our voice out there. Now, it's coming up to Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We know that the Christmas story was also with Herod, the children being killed, the children being slaughtered. It took place in a time of tyranny. We must stand up, protect our children from this imposition of any type of mandatory type of imposition of medical procedures on ourselves or our children. to stop the imposition of this dangerous ideology in our schools on our children. We must stand up for our personal freedom and also our national sovereignty. We can see there that the European Commission is now looking to get rid, well, first introduce this mandatory digital uh, certificate across the EU. We were told it was a passport for freedom. We now can see that it's all about constricting our freedom to travel, to work, and see our families. It's very dangerous. We mustn't. We must oppose it. And I would ask you to come and join us and fight with us in this struggle for personal freedom and national sovereignty. My name is Herman Kelly. Let's stand against the tyranny of the monomania and the monolithic hegemony that has been formed in Ireland, which eventually, if we allow it to run, will turn Ireland into a very tyrannical society. My name is Herman Kelly. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party. I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, and to keep that soldier spirit of ready for the fight for freedom. Happy Christmas. God bless.